What's up, nerds and nerdettes and wee little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G for Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming.
Shut up and sit down.
Tabletop Takeout Tuesdays back, my friends. Thank you so much for joining me here. I'm your buddy Big Johnny G. And this is a series where I give you bullet points as to why myself, my 2GP partner, Tom Vulo, my wife, 27 Warriors, why one of us enjoys it when a particular game hits the table. And today, well, as you saw from the thumbnail, I'm going to tell you what it is that we've enjoyed about Dice Conquest. Now, if you're like me, because I love chucking dice. I don't know, feels good. I love the sound, love watching them roll, seeing as that number of tilters, is it the one I want or not the one I want? Oh, what? I love that. I love chucking dice. I love fantasy games. So this takes those two great tastes and brings them together, just like Reese's. And it works. It works. For me, it definitely does. I think this really does help fulfill that sort of quick filler sensation for a Dungeons and Dragons or Dungeons and Dragons-ish style RPG game day. While you're waiting for everyone to show up, it'll make a nice little filler early on. There's a couple of you waiting for the rest of the schnooks to show up. Then you got a good game going there. It does. It fulfills that need, and it does it quite strategically. So you're battling your way through these series of monster minions, so to speak. Although they're not a joke, they're not yellow, and they don't laugh. But they're minions nonetheless of the great and powerful dragon Counterstorm, and you have to get through them, literally battle and fight your way through before you can face, well, the big boss. Right? That's what it always comes down to, facing the end boss. And this is no different. But it's like I said just before, it is very strategic in the way the dice are used. Dice are rolled, and then through dice management and placement, you're putting them down to help eliminate monsters. And every round, 3 more are coming out, so you got to keep beating them and beating them and beating them until you get through them. It's not really a tower defense game. It's almost, I don't know what you call it, almost like a tunnel battling game or so. Just keep coming right at you until you get to the end, the goal, and then the boss. Right? Similar, but kind of different too. Right? I guess you get it. Understand? Well, another thing that I do like about this game, and this is a concept that I wish more publishers would do, actually. It definitely helps with replayability. Wow, it definitely helps. This game can play up to 4 players. Yet, it comes with 8. There are 8 characters to choose from, and the most that can ever be in a party is 4. They're all different. They all have different effects, different powers, different abilities, different feels, and different ways you're going to play them. And there's 8. So this means that, now, at first you're thinking, I guess that just doubles the amount of replayability, John. No, it actually does more than that, because it isn't just doubling by the amount of characters that are choosable, but it's so much more than doubling it, because now you've added a whole nother slew of combinations between those 8 to make a team of 4, or up to 4. So, I love it when publishers do it, and I really wish more would add, at least 2 more playable optional characters than a game's maximum. At least 2. And these guys, they did 4. All the components in the game, the dice and the cards, that's all it is just dice and cards. Well, the dice, they're okay, they're good. There's nothing to write home about. They're not bad dice, they're good dice. They're plastic, they're indented, they have the pips in them. It's not a sticker on them. They're okay, they're good. They roll. And they seem weighed correctly, as best as I can tell. The cards are good quality. The cards are good stock, good quality, and it's really good fun art on it too. I love the way the monsters work. They put some thought into it. They look similar to what you would expect the monsters to look like if you're familiar with a fantasy game, yet they have their own touch on them. I like that. It looks good. This falls, I think, somewhere in between what you would expect time-wise for a filler game to be, and a longer game than that. It seems to be right there on the cusp. I imagine if you have players that all not only know the game well but understand the strategy, you might get that game done like in an hour. Just cut off the official limit on filler game time, if there's such a thing. I don't know. But yeah, I go by that. I go by about the hour rule, preferably less, but I go by the hour rule maximum. And yeah, this falls on the cusp for it. So if you're looking for a super quick game to play, this isn't going to be the super quick game, unless maybe you take some of the monster cards out and you have the deck. But that's going to be your call. That would be a house rule. As far as card games go, I think this is a perfectly fine example of a card game that can act both as a family-friendly card game on a family game night or game day, afternoon thing. Everyone's going to have fun with it. It's going to get a little bit of thinking done, but not overly if your kids are a little bit young. But you know your kids. I don't. You know your kids. You know what they can handle. You know what they're smart enough for. Well, not smart enough for. You know what they're wise enough for. Maybe that's not right either. I don't know. I feel like no matter what I say, I'm going to insult somebody. You know what level your kids are at. Let's just leave it at that. But I also think that this game is going to appeal to a certain degree with more serious gamers. Not something that is going to turn into a game day selection like, hey, we're going to all go play Dice Conquest all day today. No, it's not going to be at that level. But it will definitely be at the level of, hey, before we started D&D or Hero Quest or Return to Dark Tower or something, we got a nice, good, solid game of Dice Conquest. That's where it really falls, I think. That's where its strength lies. And if you're looking for a good fantasy dice chucking game that you can play solo, because you can solo it, there's really no difference in the soloing or the multiplayer mode, I guess, with the exception that you only have one point of view as to what to do. So it's always going to be different if you're soloing than with other players, even if you are using the same amount of characters or the same characters. It's still going to end up being different. But it works well. It works good. I've done it as solo a few times, and there's nothing wrong with it. I think it's perfectly fine. I think it shines as a multiplayer game, but you're going to enjoy it as a solo game. But yeah, as I always say at this point, my friends, my regular viewers, don't listen to me. Don't listen to any floating head or disembodied voice that's telling you what they think or how you should think about a particular item. In this case, board games, tabletop games. I firmly believe that watching playthroughs gives a better understanding of if it's a game that you are going to enjoy. So go get some more information on Dice Conquest. Go watch some playthroughs to see if you like the game. And then when you do, why don't you come back here and leave a comment and let us know what you think of Dice Conquest.